Hello, my name is Francesca, and today I'm gonna talk about my literacy connection for this week, week 10. For this week, we are studying text and analyzing instructional strategies. For this lesson, I decided to make use of technology, and now I'm gonna explain how. To begin with, for this lesson, I'm gonna use a technology, as I mentioned before. For that, I'm gonna ask my students to use their tablets. These tablets are gonna be provided for the school. One of the things that I'm gonna ask for them is to log in to Tumble Books. This is one of my favorite pages because as my content area in Spanish is very easy for me to just log in and select that language. Next, we're gonna analyze the text Pinocho. For that, I'm the teacher. I'm gonna be reading the text, and after reading this text in my class in Spanish, I'm gonna ask my students to create a graphic organizer. My students are gonna be asked to create a graphic organizer, and they can use the visuals that they want to use. The reason is because I want them to be creative. I want to allow them to express themselves. That's why I choose Poplet, because you can add figures and different colors. Okay, another thing about this graphic organizer is that I'm gonna ask students to add specific questions and specific answers about the textbook. For that, I'm gonna provide them this example of my graphic organizer with the questions that I want them to add into their graphic organizer. For that, I want the characters, who, in this case Pinocho, the setting, the time, the place, and where. I'm gonna also ask them about the problem, or the conflict, the solution of the conflict or problem. The reason that I decided to use graphic organizers is because I want my students to analyze the text in a more deeply way. How? By identifying the characters, the setting, the problem, and what was the solution. And these graphic organizers, right now it's in English because that's how the original PDF is, but for my class it will be in Spanish. One of the things that I wanted to clarify before answering my questions is that for this lesson, the graphic organizer is going to be in Spanish, and also the answer of the students have to be in Spanish. Now I'm going to start with the questions. How do you feel about teaching the activity strategy to your student? For this activity, I felt very excited because I knew that that section about creating their graphic organizer was going to be interesting. And another thing is that this lesson was using technology, which I believe is very different from other lessons with teachers, because we tend to use, work with paper, everything by hand. Was your student engaged to participate? Yes, my student was engaged to participate. One of the reasons is because my student was motivated to create his graphic organizer with his own preferences or choices. In a few words, he was motivated or excited for the fact that he was able to be creative about it. Was your preparation for the implementation of the activity sufficient, or you think you could have done something different? For this activity, I feel I was sufficient because I had to gather information about the web pages that I could use for this activity. These pages have to be family friendly, or they have to be educativas. Another thing that I like about my lesson is that I am enhancing the use of technology for this class because I want to teach that to students, how to handle technology. About the activity, what did you like about it? Okay, one of the things that I just mentioned is the use of technology. This is one of the things that I like most about my activity because it makes it different from other lessons, because as teachers we tend to do everything by hand, but as we have noticed, changes are coming. Now students tend to use technology, as it's a fact that they use their cell phones, they use internet, etc. And I want to teach them how to use internet for educative purposes. What learning would students obtain by playing your activity or strategy? My students are gonna use how to implement technology into their academic lives. One of the things they're gonna learn is how to analyze text with the use of technology, and how to brainstorm their ideas. The way they're gonna learn how to brainstorm their ideas is when they are working in their graphic organizer with the use of Puppet. How would you add technology to this activity? Okay, for that question, I think it's already answered. My activity it's using technology throughout the lesson, and that was the last question that I have. I just wanted to say thank you for motivating me to create these YouTube videos, and thank you for your help during class, and Happy New Year and Merry Christmas, Maestra. Thank you.